Hey everybody, welcome back to Verse of the Day. Today we're in my favorite book, Philippians. Yes! Chapter 1, verses 15 through 18. So crack your Bibles open, your digital Bibles open, whatever, because I'm finna read. Okay, ready, set, go. It is true that some preach Christ out of envy and rivalry, but others out of goodwill. The latter do so out of love, knowing that I am put here for the defense of the gospel. The former preach Christ out of selfish ambition, not sincerely, supposing that they can stir up trouble for me while I am in chains. But what doesn't matter? The important thing is that in every way, whether from false motives or true, Christ is preached, and because of this I rejoice. So focusing on verse 18, we're seeing that as long as it was the true gospel, Paul didn't worry about motives because he knew God would deal with them in their motives. If it was a false gospel, then Paul would rebuke it. But if it was the true gospel, Paul wouldn't put his hands on it because he was just like, the word's being spread, God's in control, because Paul didn't know their hearts, but God knows their hearts. Like, I love going back to Luke, and Jesus knew their thoughts. Jesus knows their intentions. But remember, Paul would rebuke it if it was a false gospel, and very easily in today's day and age, preachers and teachers with false motives and selfish ambition do preach out of a false gospel very frequently. But at the same time, preachers who preach the true gospel can also get in their own head and let things in that corrupts their motives, but it's the true gospel. But this is just your reminder. If you see like a preacher, a teacher preaching the true gospel, and you know it's the true gospel, but you're like, what are their motives? We shouldn't worry about that, because that's God's thing to deal with. TLDR, don't try to take God's spot in judging people's motives. But yeah, that's just your reminder for today. I hope you got something fruitful out of this today, and Jesus bless you. He loves you so much, and so do I. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.